Are you aware of the new UK immigration rules for international students? This question has become increasingly important as the UK government introduces significant changes to immigration policies. One of the key changes is the restriction on family members joining students. Starting from January 2024, international students in the UK on a student visa will generally not be able to bring their family members with them unless they are enrolled in a postgraduate research program. This is a notable shift from previous rules where students could bring their dependents on various study programs. Additionally, these changes are expected to have a profound impact on net migration. The UK government has introduced these changes as part of a broader plan to reduce overall migration numbers, influenced by a significant increase in the number of student dependents arriving in the UK in recent years. These changes are part of a broader plan by the UK government to reduce overall migration numbers. Starting from January 2024, international students in the UK on a student visa will generally not be able to bring their family members with them. This new rule represents a significant shift in UK immigration policy, and it's crucial to understand its specifics. The rule primarily affects international students who, until now, could bring their dependents along while they studied in the UK. Now the rule has been tightened, and there are specific conditions in place. The primary stipulation is that the student must be enrolled in a postgraduate research program to be able to bring their family members to the UK with them. This means that if you're an international student pursuing a bachelor's degree or a non-research postgraduate course, you won't be able to bring your dependents with you. It's important to note that these changes are part of a broader effort to manage migration numbers in the UK. The government has observed a substantial increase in the number of student dependents arriving in the UK in recent years, which has contributed to a rise in net migration. This is a significant change compared to previous rules where students could bring their dependents on various study programs. It's essential to stay informed and understand these changes, especially if you're planning to study in the UK in the near future. Another important change is that international students can no longer switch to work route visas before completing their course of study. Previously, the possibility of switching to a work visa whilst still enrolled in a course was an attractive facet of studying in the UK. However, with this amendment, it's now essential for students to complete their studies before they can venture into the workforce. This rule has significant implications for those who may have been planning to transition seamlessly from studying to working in the UK. It means that students must now graduate and then apply for a work visa, such as a skilled worker visa, effectively creating a gap between their studies and their professional journey. The aim of this change is to ensure that the student visa route is used as intended for education and not as a backdoor into the UK job market. It's a crucial part of the UK government's strategy to regulate immigration and maintain control over who comes to the country and for what purpose. Remember, this change was implemented from the 17th of July, 2023. There are some exceptions to these new rules. For instance, if you kick-started your course before January 2024, the new rules aren't retroactive. This means your dependents can still extend their visas as long as your student visa remains valid. It's like a grace period for those who were already in the middle of their academic journey when these changes were implemented. Now, let's look at another scenario. Let's say you've completed your studies and are switching to a post-study work visa. In this case, your dependents can apply to stay with you in the UK, provided they were already living with you during your studies. This is a significant provision as it allows families to stay together while you transition from student life to the working world. These exceptions offer some flexibility within the new regulations. They represent the UK's commitment to accommodate the unique circumstances of international students and their families. Remember, navigating immigration rules can be complex and every situation is unique. So it's always wise to seek advice from an immigration expert or your university's international office. It's important to be aware of these exceptions when planning your studies in the UK. The rules about working part-time while on a student visa remain unchanged. As an international student in the UK, you still have the opportunity to gain work experience and earn some income alongside your studies. It's important to remember that during term time, you are allowed to work up to 20 hours per week. This restriction is in place to ensure that your studies remain your primary focus. However, when official vacation periods roll around, you're free to work full-time if you choose to do so. This could be a great chance to dive deeper into your field of interest or perhaps explore a new area entirely. It's also worth noting that these rules apply across the board, regardless of your level of study. Whether you're pursuing an undergraduate degree or engaged in postgraduate research, the same work restrictions and allowances apply. As an international student, understanding these rules can help you make the most of your time in the UK.